Salut mon amour, comment allez-vous? Smell a little bit of French there. Still trying to learn. I'm doing Duolingo at the moment. It's coming along ever so slowly. I can do Elle est riche, le pain, le beurre. I know some odd little things in French at the moment, I'm afraid. Definitely not fluent quite yet, but hopefully it will get there one day. There was one very strange idea I had for a video, trying to record myself doing a lesson on Duolingo. If anyone would find that interesting, mostly as well so people could check my pronunciation if they were interested in helping me with that at all, because the pronunciation is just something I'm really struggling with. I think it's hard to just get your throat to go around the syllables sometimes. One of the things I learned when I was doing my English A-levels, I can't remember the absolute concrete facts about it, so this is going to be a little bit vague, I apologise, and I might get something wrong, but it's pretty much when you are a child, your mouth is literally able to kind of speak any language. It hasn't developed just physically like in English. I think it's very to the front how you speak, or in other languages it's you speak more to the back of your throat, and it's that kind of element, and it's why some nationalities struggle with certain languages so much. I think it's like Japanese, there's a certain sound that they don't have in their language, so when they are then speaking English they really struggle with it. I want to say it's maybe like a J or something, and it's like German with the W's, because they say their V's as a W, so like versed. So one of my friend's grandmother, she's German, and apparently she still struggles. She's been in the country since her son was a child, I assume, and he's now obviously my friend's father. Oh no, friend's mother, sorry. It's from her mother's side of the family, and she will still struggle with doing her W's as V's, which is a little family joke, but it is that kind of, just physically you do struggle with certain languages. I literally feel like I have to kind of loosen up my throat before I start to speak French, which is strange. I always have to do that little cough like that in the back of your throat to kind of loosen it up. So I'm always a bit worried that my pronunciation is absolutely terrible. I imagine if I did the video and a French person was watching, they would probably be aghast with my horrific pronunciation. I know how proud the French are of their language, and rightly so. It is an absolutely beautiful language and you should feel proud of that. I remember when I went travelling, France was the only place that didn't speak to us in any English. We went through the Netherlands, we went through Austria, even in Italy they spoke to us in English and were good at trying to speak to us in English. There were a couple of times where we were in restaurants and the waiters didn't really speak much English and they were really struggling, but they did really persevere and try to communicate with us. But in France it was no. I experienced this myself when going to Paris. I was on the Champs-Elysees. I'd coerced one of my Kontiki buddies into going into a couple shops with me because I wanted to try and buy a new dress for the evening, which I didn't end up buying, so I felt really bad. But we've gone into H&M. Before this we'd gone up the Arc de Triomphe, so we'd done a lot of stairs. He was feeling really exhausted, and bless him, he was traipsing around with me to all of these shops, clothes shops, which I know he was not interested in at all, so I was trying to be as quick as possible. I wanted to go downstairs to check out another level. He was like, no, I've already done enough walking, thanks, I'm just gonna stay up here. I was like, okay, that's cool, that's fine, I'll try and be really quick, I'll meet you back up here. Did a scout around, came back up, and I could not find him. We had about 30 minutes left before we had to go get the coach, and we've been told if we don't get there in time the coach will leave without us. We had details of how to get back to the hotel, but knowing that they're not really hugely receptive to speaking in English, I didn't really want to have to catch a taxi, so I was panicking and was like, oh gosh, where is he? I can't walk around. I don't have his number. I don't know how to get in contact with him. What do I do? If it was one of my friends, I would just give them a text, give them the ring, say, where are you? I didn't know how to get in contact with him. I couldn't see him anywhere. So I tried to ask one of the security guards, and feeling a bit stressed and a bit flustered, I couldn't remember my basic French. I tried to ask, je parle anglais? No, that's not even how you... Was it tu parles? See, I can't even remember it now. To ask, do you speak English? And I think I completely messed it up, and I think I just sort of ended up saying like, je suis anglaise, because that's all I could remember. And he just gave me this look, and you could tell it was just so... Really? could see the amusement just glittering away in his eyes as I tried my very, very best to communicate in French and just gave up and was like, I'm really sorry, I'm English. Have you seen this guy that I came in with? Do you know who he is? Has he left already? And he was just shook his head at me. So eventually he even just kind of went, no, just go. It's no point, we're not communicating. And as I left, I saw him talking with the other security guard, just having a good little giggle. At least I gave him an amusing anecdote to tell later about those terrible tourists that don't know our language. And I did. Oh, I felt so bad during my tour. Just how little we speak any other languages. As the English, we are so incredibly lazy. I was going around Austria, Netherlands, Switzerland, and could not communicate in their language. And it just felt so guilty and so ignorant. And we were being told by our tour guide all of the languages that they could speak. That they could speak about like 3 languages already just themselves. And I can speak English barely. And I struggle to communicate in basic bits of French. I know a tiny little bit of German from my GCSEs, and again, that's it. And it just feels so ungrateful and so ignorant. As the English, we do feel that we just kind of have this superiority, I think. Oh, everyone else speaks English, we don't have to. It's probably the reason that English is one of the most widely spread languages spoken in the world. Not because it's what everyone speaks, not because there's so many English speaking people. It's because just the English speaking people are so lazy and complacent that they don't want to learn another language. They go to another country and colonize it and monopolize it and say, you are speaking English because we speak English, not we're going to learn your language because we are in your country. And I think it's so wrong. I would love to be able to speak more languages. Unfortunately, I am lazy. It's difficult and I'm not putting enough effort in. I wish that I did. I would still love to be able to speak French. Again, I'm trying to learn a little tiny bit, and I would love to speak Italian. Oh, I should do a whole video just on my love of Italy. I fell in love with Italy. I need to go back there. I went to Venice and I went to Rome, and just both were absolutely incredible, beautiful places. Venice was such a delight, just such a little treasure trove. Even just like, some people were there and they were complaining about the back alleys and how they were so dilapidated and how there was this stink. Even that I loved. Even the annoyed gondola riders who were texting as they took us round, even that I loved. There was just something about Italy which was just sublime. And speaking the language, just a tiny little bit, just saying grazie, mi scusi. It sounds right on my tongue, it just feels good. So I would love to be able to speak Italian. I want to learn how to speak Italian. Goodness, I was gonna talk in this video about how I was actually really struggling for a topic, and I just ended up speaking about languages. That was totally not prepared. Did not intend to speak about French and Italian on my little travels. Got a little bit carried away there. Well, I keep sort of coming in thinking that I'm gonna have the topic prepared, and I keep wanting to say again just how touched and amazed I am by how incredible everyone has been and how supportive. And I was literally saying earlier that I was thinking about vlogging on and off for a little while. Maybe even since I was at university, it's been this thing that's been in the back of my mind, just 'cause I thought, it could be interesting, could be fun. But I've always kind of put it off by thinking, I can't do that. That would be so narcissistic. Just sit in front of a camera just to talk to myself. Everyone would just think I was just being so just self-centered, but everyone has been so phenomenal and so supportive, and it is honestly so humbling. And just the comments that I get back from people is so sweet. I don't know how to put into words just how incredibly touched I have been by how amazing everyone has been. And I do honestly mean it. It is you all that have motivated me to keep on doing this, and getting messages saying I've sent this on to other people because I've really enjoyed them. I thought they would enjoy it. It's just so sweet. And people giving me advice of how to continue, software that I could use in the future, programs that I can use in the future, volunteering to make graphics and things for me. It's just incredible, and I can't comprehend why you you would want me to continue. What's the appeal? But I am so touched, and it's honestly, so thank you. I'm not sure what I've covered. I hope this is going to make a decent video. I've just kind of done another little ramble and another rant. Again, I'm wondering about the length of videos. This is now going into like 13 minutes. I don't know, is that too long? Is it better for the videos to be shorter and more concise and to the point, or are longer videos better, or are you finding you're just getting bored of me by it being this long? Maybe get back to me on that. I don't know. Just what do you think? I keep again looking in the wrong place. It's something I probably need to keep learning a little bit. Yeah, maybe if you just have any more tips as well of how you want me to improve, things you think that I could do better, that would be amazing. Honestly, your feedback is so important. Getting comments on the videos is really amazing. Even if you could just maybe spare like a minute just to say cool, it's really motivational. And just to know that you are enjoying it, and even if you don't want to put anything on YouTube, people have been sending me private messages, and it is really incredible, and it does just keep me really motivated, and I honestly appreciate it so much. So thank you. I think I'm probably gonna have to leave it there because I'm not really sure what I've talked about. I think hopefully it's a good video. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you again.